Hello, hello. It is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here. This is the Moon Astrology Tarot for the moon in Virgo, January 27th through the 30th. Okay, coming off of that Leo full moon, as well as Uranus stationing direct. And so let me put a disclaimer on here that I am not a medical professional by any stretch, nor am I a psychological professional. I am an astrologer and a leadership coach who works with energy and body work. So, because I want to talk about this Virgo, this moon in Virgo, it's waxing, and we're working with a lot of like new energy, right? We're working with Pluto and Aquarius. We are working with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, which is a water sign. We are working with a couple of minor grand trines. I think one of them is there may be one that's a grand trine. So the moon's going to trine Mercury, and then they're going to trine Uranus and Taurus. So we have an Earth trine, and then we will have the minor trine, which is Venus trine Jupiter, and they're going to be making a minor aspect to Saturn in Pisces. So this is kind of a lot of energy. But basically, I think this brings about the gut brain connection, right? We're all familiar with this by now. If you're not, this is new to you. Do a little homework, do a little research on the gut brain connection. Okay. So the things that we consume and how they affect our gut and how they affect our brain, right? This is why I talk about turning off your phone notifications, turning off all of the pings and the pongs and the bings and all of that. It's also a turn off the information that you don't need, right? And it's also being conscientious of what you are consuming nutritionally and beverage wise and whatever. I'm not going to try and tell you how to diet or but you might want to think about things like your lower chakras, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and how to nourish those chakras. Sweet potatoes, fresh fruits and vegetables. And I know it's winter, and I know that things are limited right now. I'm totally aware of all of this. So it's a matter of being conscientious of what we are all taking in, because as more information comes to the surface, right? Like a lot of information about like our wounds are coming up like crazy because because of Chiron and what he's up to. And because we have a lot of water energy with Saturn, Neptune, and Pisces. And then we have this earth energy between the moon, Mercury, and Uranus. So let's talk about that one. So the moon affects our emotions. It's in an earth sign, so it's fairly grounded, which is good. Mercury is our mind, our mindset, words, communication, those sorts of things. He's in Capricorn, which is an earth sign, also a good thing, kind of. And then we have Uranus now stationed direct in Taurus. And so Uranus being direct in Taurus, you would think that would be a good thing, but Uranus is Uranus. So Uranus is also ruled Aquarius. So this is where things could get like intense conversations. Maybe even you need to have an intense conversation with yourself. And so it'd be easy for all of us to go eat a pint of ice cream. I totally get that. However, it's also a time to be conscientious of your protein intake or something like that. Like being aware of what you're consuming with the understanding of this gut brain connection. So I just felt like that was important to mention with the moon in Virgo, because as we continue through 2024, so much information, so much like rapid, and now you've got all the planets direct. So it's going to be more rapid because it wasn't rapid fire enough. Now, if you are somebody watching my videos and you're like, Sarah, what the hell are you even talking about? Okay, so truth's coming out about how our systems and structures function. And of course, I have to be careful with my words so that I don't get censored off of YouTube, because Pluto and Aquarius is censorship. And so something that we all need to be aware of. But like maybe even some stuff's coming up about your family or your job or something isn't what you thought it was, right? Because in general, something that we all may be experiencing on one level or another is that something isn't what we thought it was, whether it is your support system, your work, your friendships, relationships, romantic relationships. Something isn't what you thought it was, and you're coming to that conclusion and you're like, oh. And what we really want to do is check in with our alignment. And so how that can go is I kind of want to share a little anecdote here. So I started taking a supplement. This was a while ago, like a couple years ago. Started taking a supplement and thought the supplement was giving me an upset stomach. And so I eliminated the supplement, still had an upset stomach, tried a couple other eliminations, still had an upset stomach, eliminated one last thing. And oh, that actually took the stomach upset away. So I put the supplement back in and that supplement no longer bothered me. So my point is that sometimes we want to believe that eliminating the new thing is the thing that will clear up our discomfort. But oftentimes it's the thing that we resist giving up the most is the thing that we actually need to give up. And that can be a belief system, that could be a mindset that you're dealing with. Maybe you're dealing with some victim mentality. Maybe you're dealing with, truth about your, I don't know, whatever organization that you're a part of. Like I said, this could be anything. I don't know if this is making sense. Hopefully it's making some sense. But anyway, so let's see what's in the tarot for this moon in Virgo. And then we'll get an oil card. See what the fragrances have got going on. And we have the Knight of Batleths. Ooh, Knight of Batleths. Knight of Batleths. I would think this is like courageously upright. Knight of Batleths upright. Batleths is swords, which is intellect. Knight is usually like the honorable, right? And this is interesting because Batleths is represented by Klingons in this deck. I don't remember which Klingon this is, to be honest with you. But I would say this Knight of Batleths or Knight of Swords in traditional tarot is something to the effect of being honorable, honoring yourself. I used to hashtag honor the body God gave you when I was doing fitness hardcore. I used to be a personal trainer for a hot minute, didn't last long. But honor the body God gave you, right? We have to honor our physical body, whether that is in the food we consume or the media we consume or getting outside and connecting with nature or the beverages, the spirits, the substances. All of these things are important in how our bodies function and how our bodies are able to respond to landslides of information. So I feel like this is all about like honoring yourself, honoring the physical being that you are currently residing in. We are just energetic souls and meat sacks after all, but we have to honor this earthly time that we have, this earthly space that we're in, whether we like it or not. We're here. This is where we are. And sometimes being a human sucks, but we got to honor where we are. So I feel like that is all about like just honoring your intellect, honoring your body, your physical body, even if there's parts about your body that you hate, you've got body dysmorphia, maybe you're pissed about being a limited, limited bodied person or something like that. Like sometimes I get pissed about being blind. Yes, it happens. I'm a blind nomad. I like to travel and I'm blind and it sucks sometimes. Or it sucks when, you can't do simple things in your town because you can't see and people don't get that. So we get to honor it anyway, because even if I'm pissed about something in my physical world, I get to show up and show people and help people become aware of, something outside of themselves, right? Okay, Cyprus, and this is aids in transition and transformation. Okay. I mean, this could be said for all of Pluto and Aquarius, right? Is we're all going through like a transmutation. And because we've had Mars Mercury conjunction, which squared Chiron, so a lot of wounds are coming up. Cypress is super helpful with transmuting. In other words, turning your wound into your heroship kind of thing. Heroship. Is that the right word? I don't know. I'm gonna say that it's the right word. So Cyprus supports us in transmuting or transforming a core wound into our heroship. So, if your core wound is like your mommy story, it's all about like transmuting that into understanding your wound, making, understanding it and rising above it, right? So you find peace with it, and then you're able to utilize that in order to, create, maybe it's to write a book, maybe it's to make a painting or drawing or something like that, or maybe your wound is around your grandma and your grandma was a knitter, just for example. And so you choose to pick up a yarn crafting hobby or something like that. Maybe your grandfather was a woodworker and you choose to pick up woodworking to carry on that legacy of your grandpa, something like that. So it's all about like transmuting or turning our wounds into something creative. Okay. Feeling like that sacral chakra oracle deck needs to come out and make an appearance. That may happen for that Aquarius new moon. Okay, so that's what I got for this moon in Virgo, January 27th through the 30th. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, all the links are below. Thanks for following the community posts and things like that. Your comments and your engagement are really important to me, and I really appreciate you showing up and being here, watching my videos and whatnot. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you on the next one.